Now picked up by Besnier. Up left wing side, they lob it forward. They're in a hurry, coming across. They got odd man rush. Shot and a save by Bronis. And Bronis, the veteran goaltender, looking very good. Here's Sioux City coming back the other way. Geiger late on the shift. He'll lob it down. We'll get some fresh legs out there. Here's Jeffress, Martineau, and Botnay back out there for their second shift of the game. Puck is thrown forward and now chopped around in the neutral zone. Back and forth it comes, and a collision. Sioux City will have it. Here's Gould. Shane across to Piepenberg. Here's Botnay trying to get through traffic. He does now, skates it through, trying to get through a couple more players, and a lot of commotion and a lot of bodies in front. Into the left wing corner. Sioux City trying to get some zone. There's a shot in off the glove that time and popped right back out. That time Martineau looking for the first one. Sioux City out front, redirected out front by Jefferson, now covered up. Nice look once again. That was Martineau off right side and going to the net like he should, Trey Jeffress, and he got a good nab at it. Nice stop by Humbalek. Humbalek got it and clubbed it up. Face-off coming. 15:49 to play, period number one. No score in this hockey game. Tomko, Gary, and View up front. Piepenberg and Gould. Here's the face-off coming just to the right of Humbalek. Face-off won by Sioux City out to Gould. Gould now slides it down low. It's going to be picked up by the Fighting Saints. Spinning it around in traffic, now trying to push it forward was Kriski. Here they come across on the right wing side. Opena now behind the net over left wing side, trying to slide it out for a centering pass. And trying to dish it forward. Puck is loose and now scramble after it right side is Piepenberg. Taps it out to center ice. Here is still out there is Kritzky. Dishes it in for Dubuque. Bronis lets it go off the boards. Kritzky throws a shot, got redirected in left wing corner, and now pushed aside. Barron now out front again, trying to get someone out front for a quick one-timer, the Dubuque Fighting Saints. Yeah, they play the same style we saw last year. It's a good style. They can score goals. They have the most goals in the preseason. I mean, it doesn't matter, but still, most goals says a lot about the returning forwards. On the breakout now. What's that showing? A 1-2-2 for the Sioux City Musketeers as they try to break out. Sioux City trying to put pressure on the forecheck. Coming in to harass, looking to turn them over. And that's, I thought they had it, but they don't. Now Conway comes in. Conway gets dished off the puck. The Musketeers floated out to center ice, trying to pop it forward. Back and forth, scoop it back. Now down low, deflection over left wing side. Boy, it's hard to get a grip on that puck in this early games. There's a shot and a glove save. Good net front pressure by Cooper Conway for the Dubuque Fighting Saints. Face-off coming in the Musketeers zone. 14:17 to play, period one. There is no score on the RP Constructors scoreboard. Now tomorrow night, let's see, Central Time, 5:45, 6 o'clock is face-off. Musketeers take on Muskegon. Here's Potter, Dallas Potter, Tavares, Geiger line. It's one of the things Sioux City has. They want to get to a point where they can just roll four lines and just be relentless. Harassing, forecheck, fire it down. Sioux City trying to play it forward, coming back to pick it up. Dubuque in their own zone. Trying to set Brierly off left side. Play it, tapped. Musketeers getting some stick pressure on it. Now comes into the Musketeer zone. Chasing is Brosnan with the puck. He slided across. Musketeers on the breakout. Trying to get through traffic. They lob it forward. Geiger lobs it across. Trying to get it into the zone. It's going to be Geiger. Geiger, a toe drags behind the net. It comes now looking to center it. Out front, trying to feed it. Got one on, and now he's taken down on the play. Potter tries to take a shot. He's pushed aside. And now Tavares comes in, puts a stick on it. Dubuque just chops it high in the air, plays it out to center ice. And the Musketeers chase after it, trying to work, but extra pressure. There's a shot and a save made. And that taken by the Fighting Saints to the blue line. And down the ice it comes. James Russell will track it down. He's a blue liner. And there's Hayden Russell with one of their forwards. Puck all the way down. This is going to be our first icing call of the afternoon, which is kind of surprising early on. There's choppy play, but it actually looks pretty solid. You always see preseason games and you see havoc and more havoc would like this year, especially for the Musketeers, they were looking at more evaluation than they were on structure and set plays. They wanted to make sure they got the right guys. Here's Martin, Jeffress, and Vatne. Face-off coming left of Hambalek. No score. Face-off goes into the corner, tracked down by Dubuque on the defense for the Fighting Saints. Puck down the ice, and they're going to wave that icing off. They will. Here's Poulin. Poulin, who played in Waterloo, then Fargo, comes over to the Musketeers. Set up out front. A shot goes wide, and it jammed in. Oh, they went behind the net. They popped it right back out, and that's Colin Frank who got it off the leg pad, making the first shot was a miss, which was tough. He would have had it, but it goes behind and then popped back out. It's 1-0 in favor of Dubuque. Time of the goal is going to be 7 minutes and 6 seconds. And Colin Frank picks up his first goal, the first goal of the season for the Fighting Saints. He had 13 goals last season. He's going to be one of their top players. So Colin Frank, 1-0 Dubuque on the RP Constructors scoreboard. Here's View, Tomko, and Luke Gary for the Musketeers. Dubuque will win the draw back to Doobie. Doobie feeds it over to Russell. Now they work it up on the left wing side. Puck off a stick and into the Musketeer bench area. And a face-off coming in the neutral zone. So good to see both brothers. Of course, head coach in Jason Kirshner, and then his brother Jared. Jared's helped out quite a bit over the last few years, as he usually comes and visits. Really helped 2 years ago, especially in that playoff push where the Musketeers came up short to Fargo in that Western Conference final battle of 5 games. But it's another head coaching mind, which is just great. He was head coach last year in the North American League, and now comes over, and that's a good find for the Musketeers. Outside shot off the mark over to the right wing side. Tracked down, trying to put pressure is Aaron. To the blue line, topped out to center. It's a chase for the puck. Coming away from his net is Hambalek. He will jam it all the way into the neutral zone. Here they come with Aaron. Aaron comes across to Frank. Frank launches a shot up high and off the mark. Sioux City tracks it. Dallas View will come up right side, trying to dish it out to center, and he does. Trying to tap it forward. Here's Luke Gary on the right side, right circle. Oh, and from behind, a nice play by Aaron. Just when Luke was ready to take a shot, he got a piece of it. Puck all the way down the ice into the Musketeer zone. It comes. Sioux City trying to track it down. Centering pass, trying to jump on it as Orpana, right wing corner tie-up right now. 11:40 to play in period 1. Sioux City trailing 1-0 on the RP Constructors scoreboard. It's going to be icing the call on the Sioux City Musketeers, so they'll have to keep their line out there. A face-off in the Musketeer zone. And so that comes. Do want to mention, how about, let's see, Party on the Plaza. Home opener is October 3rd. It's going to be Sioux Falls. They'll have a party. It's a Friday night, 4 to 6 o'clock. Get your tickets. Come on out. That will be the home opener. Face-off coming just to the right of Bronis. On the draw is Okavita. They're going to wave on the other side. Orpana. No, they're not. They're going to bring them right back at it. Face-off taken by Dubuque. Out to top. Shot down low. Goes deflecting into the right wing corner. Musketeers trying to keep it around the edges. Lobbing it forward. Luke Gary pops it forward. Trying to get an outlet to Okavita. It's going to be controlled, though, by Kritsky, and he'll feed it off left side. Fighting Saints bring the puck up the ice. Here they come across, looking for numbers. Coming across left wing side is Russell. Centering pass. Picked up by Sioux City. Could not get the clear, though. Right side is Loesch. Loesch feeds it in down below the goal line. Out front, a shot and another goal. They found Orpana. I believe it was Orpana. He was the man out front. He found an opening there, and he popped it by. Nice play coming from behind. The centering pass was Michael Barron. Time of the goal is going to be 9:01, and the Fighting Saints are up 2-0 on the RP Constructors scoreboard. They are fast. They are skilled. It is like the team we saw last year, especially Frank, Barron, Merrill, those guys that put up a lot of points for Dubuque. Here comes the face-off. Potter, Tavares, Geiger line for your Musketeers. It's going to be Merrill, Fleece, and Conway. Face-off one. Here comes Besnier. Sioux City takes it away. Popped around, but it's going to be kept in. And Dubuque has it, looking to feed it down low. Trying to keep the zone. There's Merrill, whips it across. He'll rim it over left wing side. Here's Brosnan. Nice outlet pass to Potter. And Potter comes across on the right wing. He's cut off on the play, but plays it deep. Geiger trying to track it down. There's Tavares in on the forecheck. Puck comes out. And all the way down once again, Brosnan has the puck for Sioux City. Trying to gather up that puck. The puck just kind of staying on its side. And we want that flat surface. Here he comes. Out to center. Follow through, so no icing-ish. It was a good follow through. Here comes Dubuque coming back the other way with Merrill. Merrill comes across, lobs it, and popped out to the blue line. Tracked down by Conway. Conway looks and trying to feed it all the way across. Puck hits the net. Boy, that was a wide pass. They found the puck all the way across the slot. Here's Dubuque. Over right side. Here's Russell on the outside. Throw it down low. Tap pass. Backside. And that was an easy one. Holy smokes. What a terrific pass play down low. Camped right out front waiting for that one. I think that's Ekman. And Ekman, another veteran on the team. And Dubuque showing their offensive talent early on. Just like they did in the preseason. Boy, that was a bam-bam play. That is a highlight film. Bronis had no chance whatsoever on that one. Time of the goal, 10 minutes and 16 seconds. And just like that, Sioux City down 3-0. Need to regroup, need to get back, and need to, get puck possession. Here's Sioux City in their own zone. Gould looking to skate it out. Here comes Gould off left side to Vatne. Vatne enters on the left wing. Skates it forward to the left circle. Feeds it across. Over right wing side. Now it's going to be jarred out to center ice. And it's a foot race to the puck once again. But getting back there nicely was Martineau. Sioux City will skate. Dish it forward. Here's Jeffress. Jeffress coming downhill to the goal line. Trying to curl around. Sioux City pinching down on the right side now after it. That's Perler. Now over to Martineau. Martineau looking Vatne down low. It's going to be a quick turn. Try to jam it in with Jeffress. Over left side. It's going to be Gould out on the blue line. Feed it right. Nice look. Shot and a save made. Looking for a rebound. Nicely played out front by Dubuque. They'll throw it down the ice. Is this enough for icing? I don't think so. They'll wave it off, and Perler will skate with the puck. That was a good possession. It's what you want to see that time for Sioux City. Tomko off the bench. He'll chase after it left wing side with Dallas View. View trying to dig it free in the below the goal line, trying to work the forecheck. It's going to be scraped loose by the Fighting Saints. Outlet pass to Colin Frank. He's skating, looking for a trailer, but cut off nicely by Poulin. Poulin will slide it down, and now all the way down the ice. Here's Dallas View again. View dishes it up. Here's Gary. Luke out front. A deflection just wide that time by your Musketeers, and Poulin there. Sioux City tries to keep the zone. They do, but it'll be Dubuque with possession. Kritzky, long outlet pass. About 1, 2, and 3 different lines that crossed before it was touched. Face-off is going to come. It's going to come in the Dubuque Fighting Saints defensive zone. We have exactly 8 minutes left in this first period. We're going to take a 30-second break here. Musketeers trail 3-0 on the RP Constructor scoreboard. Back on Fox Sports Radio 620. KMNS.
You're clear. I got a couple Fremont tires in there. All right, stand by. And go.
Welcome back. Curtis Anderson with you in Cranberry, Pennsylvania. It is the Dick's Sporting Goods Fall Classic. Your Musketeers trailing in the first period. A very potent Dubuque Fighting Saint team. It's 3-0 on the RP Constructor scoreboard. 8 minutes left in the period. Face-off coming just to the right of Humbalek. It is Wojtek Humbalek. and from Chechnya. So you probably thought Eastern European. On the ice is Tomko. He will take the face-off with View and Gary. Face-off, scrambling on the circle, trying to kick it free. There's Lyons, tries to keep. Here's Sioux City. Tomko trying to find room. Nicely blocked by Dubuque behind the net. Luke Gary. Luke skates up left wing side. Luke turns, looking to cycle it down, goes off a skate blade, and Dubuque will fire it all the way down. They'll chase after it. It's going to be an icing call. Boy, it sure looked like Dubuque beat them to the dot, but the vantage point I'll give to the linesman and referee, I guess. It's going to be an icing call, 7:36 to play, period number 1. It's 3-0 Sioux City trails. Got to win the faceoff, got to win possession and work from there. It's one of those little things we don't focus on, but I tell you what, you win that faceoff in the zone and get possession, you get better chances. Just rights of Hambalek on the faceoff. They're going to whistle this one dead. One warning, I believe, is going against the Sioux City Musketeers, so better not get off your marks here. Face-off, scrambled, picked up. Besnier fires it off left side. Sioux City intercepts. There's Jeffress down low. Shot on a save made. Botney, point blank. Getting a piece of it was Hambalek. Sioux City coming close now, trying to pick up the pace. Here's Martineau. Look down, fire a shot up high. I think that got redirected above the head of Hambalek. Right wing corner. Musketeers trailing 3-0. 7:12 to play in the period. It is Sioux City. It is Dubuque. Out to center ice. And now scraped across. It's Russell, leaves it behind. Looking for a shot attempt is Barron. Barron very strong. He was strong last year. And now Sioux City trying to get it back the other direction. Just getting puck possession. It's going off sticks just here and there. Getting a piece of it here and there. Just disrupting the Musketeer flow. Here is Brosnan. He'll lob it deep. Going after it is going to be Max Anderson, only one. Now he'll be joined by Okavita and Lovell. Sioux City. Anderson tries to hack it forward. It'll be James Russell that gets it out to center ice. They dish it down the ice. Nicely played by the Musketeers, and still hustling after it. Down deep, back and forth, and a goal. All alone finding himself was Teddy Merrill. Make a mistake and they make you pay. Now, I'm not sure. Merrill, I thought it got stopped by the leg pad and maybe tapped in by the trailer. I am not sure. Look, Merrill made the play, came to his right side, slid it back, and I'm not sure if the initial went under that leg pad or not. I think they are showing it's going to be Merrill, but either or, it was a beautiful play. Time of the goal is going to be 13:38. Sioux City trailing 4-0 on the RP Constructors scoreboard. A lot to learn from this one, and you're playing a team that's expected to do very good here in the East. Here's Geiger coming across, left wing side. Throw it to the net. Shot and a goal! Right back at it. Jake Tavares gets the first goal of the Sioux City Musketeers season. Great look. Geiger on left side all the way across. And Tavares mark it down. He has the first goal of the 2025-26 season. Sioux City on the board. Now need to work and get another one. 4-1 is the score on the RP Constructors scoreboard. Time of the goal, 13 minutes and 47 seconds. Really nice answer, hustling down and finding the backside. Sioux City does need to take advantage of the blue line by Dubuque. Not one returning player from the USHL. Here's Sioux City. Come across. They lob it down the ice into the left wing corner, chasing his View. There's Tomko looking to track it down. Now throw a shot right on, coming from the left side by Tomko. Excuse me, that was Ludwig, and a glove by Hambalek. So face-off coming to his right side against now 6:01 to play in period 1. 4-1 Sioux City down on the RP Constructors scoreboard. We'll switch lines. Martineau, Botney, and Jeffress will come out. Pavel Martineau comes all the way from Chechnya. Maybe he knows the goaltender. Hockey a small world, especially if you're from the same country. We'll take the face-off here. It's going to be Martineau over to the left wing corner, and here comes the breakout now for Dubuque. They tap it across. They're looking for numbers. 2-on-1. Looking, a shot steered wide. Over right side, Musketeers come up and stripped right back. Hacked over to the side is going to be Bjorn Ronis. Musketeers get it out to center ice, cut off and taken back by Russell. Yeah, that's the tough part on this one. You look at these 4 goals, and I'm not sure how many you can go, gosh, Bronis should have that one. We do have a penalty coming up. Sioux City looks like they're going to have a Hard Rock Hotel and Casino power play, and an opportunity here coming up. We're going to see Tomko, View, Vatne, Luke Gary, and then Shane Gould. It'll be a 1-3-1 look. Time of the penalty is 14 minutes and 32 seconds. The penalty, it is on Gavin Locke. Gavin Locke. So first opportunity on special teams. We'll see Tomko at the bumper, left flank View, right flank is Vatne. And then Luke Gary will be goal line with Gould on top. Here's the face-off. Got to win these draws to get things set up. Face-off coming left of Homilek. Face-off won by Sioux City. Gould looks in, fires a shot, and getting a piece. Another shot saved. Looking for another one again. Skewered around. Sioux City has it. 2 good opportunities right out of the gate. Nice start by Gould. Just wasting no time. Right flank out to Gould. Gould looks back to the right flank, trying to find it through the slot. Nicely tapped out. Here's Gould, brings it all the way back. Merrill on him, he'll back off. Sioux City will break out with Dallas View coming across right wing side. Slides it over. Here's the play. Gould on top. Gould to the bumper. Look inside. Oh, Gary feeds it off. He's looking for Vatne. Back it out to Gould. Gould looks left flank. Here's Dallas View. Trying to find that seam. Puck is loose, scrambling. Puck is loose. Oh, he could not get it. It was open right on the side of the net. Musketeers Gould. Gould looking, gliding. Feeds off. View on the left flank. Back it out to Gould. Minute left in the man advantage. Here is View. View throws a shot, banks off the boards. Trying to tap it in on the right side was Vatne. Now finally it's Dubuque. They tap it out to center. So far looks good on the man advantage. 4:16. Gould in a hurry. Comes across, trying to find some room, and it's going to be dished down the ice. I think we're switching. We'd see Martineau, Jeffress, Geiger, Poulin. When they get the change, 30 seconds left. And here's Martineau. Sioux City trying to change very slowly. Here's Poulin now off the bench, and he will set it up. What do we got, 20 seconds left? He will scrape it back. Here's Martineau will play. Harassed by Ekman, back to Jeffress, comes across. Looks in, fires a shot off a stick and out of play. So 10 seconds left on the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino power play. Sioux City trailing 4-1 on the RP Constructors scoreboard. We have 3:37 left in the first period. Coming up at our first intermission, we'll talk with General Manager Sean Clark. Talk about the team a little bit, what he sees out there, what needs to change, obviously with a 3-goal deficit. It's one of the things we did see with Sioux City's style and maybe some youth at positions. You do tend to give up some odd mans, and Dubuque does thrive on it, but you got to work on it because that is your identity. View, left flank, looks in, fires a shot, loose puck, scrambled and covered up by Homilek. View was looking left side. He was trying to find room just above the glove side of Homilek. Feeds it nicely. Didn't get a grip on it, though, but stayed with it. Just 2 seconds left in the man advantage. Gavin Locke standing up, looking to head out there with his teammates in a second. 3:29 left in the first. 4-1 Sioux City trails, and Sioux City wins the draw. Lions banks it in, trying to get a good pop. View on the right side. To the blue line, kept in, throw it down low. There is Tomko trying to track it down below the goal line, behind the net. He'll feed it out to Lions. Lions off the glass, off the boards. Now View picks it up. Nice look by Lions. Here's Dallas View trying to work it. You can see that forecheck working, getting a little stronger. Here's Sioux City trying to feed it out front side. There's a shot. Save, rebound, trying to scrape after it. That one taken by Piepenberg. Musketeers keep the zone. Nice pressure. Sioux City getting their legs here going. Right side coming down. Piepenberg below the goal line. Big man comes off the Lions. Lions out on top. He'll walk across, lob it down low, looking for a deflection. Popped off the board. Sioux City pinches. Now watch out, Sioux City. You always are going to see Dubuque looking to get someone out there, looking to fly, because they're always in a hurry going the other way. Here is Hayden Russell. He'll skate it up into the Musketeer zone. It comes, 2:22 to play in the first period. Musketeers trail by 3. On the left side, trying to track it down, is Colin Frank, assistant captain for the Fighting Saints. Sioux City will free it up off the boards, and skating forward is Geiger. Geiger will chip and chase and then hustle down with his speed, tracks it down below the goal line. Over left side now is Potter. Potter now taken back. Here's Colin Frank. Frank lobs it left side, looking for room. Is Josephson Westling. That's a tough one sometimes on the fly in hockey. In popping it off the boards is Jeffress. Down the ice it comes. Prushik dishes it forward for the Fighting Saints. They play it deep. It's going to be offside, so they're going to have to clear a delay offside call on the Fighting Saints. They clear and now can attack again. Here's Sioux City. Bring it forward. A right side Ludwig. Off the boards to all the way down. This is going to be icing on the Musketeers. Didn't get a piece of it. Face off in the Musketeer zone with 1:23 to play in period number 1. You started to see, especially coming off of special teams, maybe the extra tenacity the Musketeers expect to play with their heavy forecheck. Come in with the F1 attacker and then come strong with that F2 and then maybe back again with the F3. Just be relentless, a 5-guy team. Sometimes that means pinching down that D, and sometimes it can be a mistake, especially early on in the season. We've seen that so far today a couple of times, but it's something we'll have to learn from. Face-off coming just left of Bronis, and Dubuque will win the draw. To the blue line, looks for a play. Left side, Besnay, a shot. Fought off way up high in the air, over the glass and into the mesh. A face-off coming in the Musketeer zone. Minute 14 left in period number 1, with Sioux City trailing by 3. Last year, Sioux City won this game. I think it was like 5-1. It was, again, some of these couple games, especially at the Fall Classic, it's usually good bounces and get better and get better. A lot of times I asked Coach Kirshner, I said, now in March, you ever want to go back and look at film? There's a takeaway and a quick shot. And the Musketeers dodge a bullet that time. You ever want to look back at film from the Fall Classic after playing like 40 games? And he said, absolutely not. I'm like, could be kind of funny. 1 minute left in the period. Sioux City, let's see if they can try to track one back late. Here is Luke Gary trying to track down the puck. Up the right side is Fleece. Fleece looks up, jams it in left wing corner. Brosnan tries to work it around a little too far. It'll be Merrill picking it up, trying to keep the zone. Trying to center it. Sioux City will track it down. Here's the Musketeers. Working through traffic is Tomko. Here's Few on the left side. Tops it back. Tomko, right side, fire a shot off the glove. It comes loose on the rebound, now picked up by Dubuque. Nice opportunity by that line there. 19 seconds left in the period. Here comes the Musketeers. Here's Gold. Gold looking to bring it in. Luke Gary jams it deep. After the puck defensively is Doobie. 9 seconds left. Dubuque spins it out. Puck tapped around. Here comes a chance down the ice. Sioux City on the back check, got in the way, and that should do it. We are done with period number 1. Your Sioux City Musketeers trail, though, 4-1 on the RP Constructors scoreboard. We'll take a 2-minute timeout. We'll recap. We'll talk with Sean Clark, the general manager of the Sioux City Musketeers. That's coming up. You're listening to Musketeer Hockey. It's presented by Fremont Tire on Fox Sports Radio 620, KMNS, Sioux City.
And go.
It is our intermission report here on Fox Sports Radio's 620 KMNS. Your Musketeers trail 4-1 on the RP Constructors scoreboard. We're at our first intermission. Sean Clark is the general manager of the Sioux City Musketeers. I can look at the score. I can say, well, that's not good. But what can you tell me? What did you see out there, and what did you see that maybe improved?
You know, I think early on, especially, I think we cheated the game a little bit. We got some new players in the league and things like that, and we found out pretty quick that can't do that. So I thought the second half of the period, though, I thought our compete defensively got much better, and I think that started to show up offensively too as well. So I just, it's our first time as a group really playing together, and it's going to take a little bit to gel, but like some of the young guys look pretty good, some of the older guys look pretty good, and just it's a matter now of just putting things back on track and getting to work.
Well, it is interesting because I think maybe this year is a little different, where it seemed like you guys were using the whole preseason to maybe evaluate and put the team together. Maybe last year you kind of had the team together already and worked on systems, and you can't do both at once.
No, you can, and for sure. Like obviously this year with the USHL and the changing landscape of junior hockey, like we talked a lot about at the end of last year. We had a lot of departures, not only to different leagues and things like that, but also too as well to college. Lots of key younger guys too as well. And so there was a little bit of that where we had to kind of figure things out a little bit and make some personnel decisions. But this is early. This is kind of an odd event, right? Every year, like last year we came in, we lit it on fire, and this year we're gonna back a little bit coming our way.
Well, and I think it comes down to Sean, is that they had returning top end scorers, like 4 of them. And they kind of spread them out on their lines. Probably a good idea early to blend. And so their offense is doing so well that we haven't been able to attack their defense till the end of the period, really. And I think the power play really gave Sioux City more confidence in their puck handling and decision making.
Yeah, obviously, like I think we had 4 or 5 scoring chances in the power play. It's a good way to kind of start to build some momentum offensively. But just before that too as well, it's something that kind of right the ship for us a little bit too as well. Like Geiger makes a really big play to Tavares' backside, and we score the first goal, and they were able to. I think the next shift we got the power play, and so it's just one of those things where, again, I think as the game wears on here, like we got way more offensive there, which is the way we want to play. Obviously, we want to be. We think the best defense is having the puck, and I think you started to see it there the second half of the period. Yeah,
that's one of the things that we were struggling early on, I thought, on possessing the puck. Little choppiness, and, instead of maybe forcing a pass through traffic, instead of being a little more calm and keeping that puck in play, because as long as you have the puck, they can't score.
That's right. I mean, first game of the year, big crowd here, first game of the Fall Classic. I think there was a little bit of nerves coming out. But I was happy with our guys to be able to settle down and start to kind of, play more of, like, as you like to say, musketeer hockey, right?
Absolutely. Relentless possession, pressure, all that stuff.
You got it.
You talk about a lot of people here. It's not even a lot of people here. A lot of very important people are here.
Absolutely, yeah. There's a lot of, obviously, scouts from the NHL and things like that, but a lot of executives too as well, guys, head scouts and, assistant GMs, things like that. So this is a fantastic event for our guys to showcase their ability. Some of our draft eligible guys, I think, are on the radar now, and through preseason have kind of showed themselves a little bit. So now we're excited for what they can do now, they're taking the next step.
Well, Sean, now continue with what they finished on. What do you see they have to do coming up in period number 2?
I think our defensive compete's got to be a little better. I think stopping on pucks and being a little bit firmer is a big thing for us, because again, like without the puck, like we want to play with the puck, and so when we don't have it, we've got to be committed to getting it back. And so I think that's first and foremost, that's it. And then once we get it to as well, it's committed to staying over pucks and being aggressive and being firm on our stick and things like that. So I think when you saw us kind of get to that offensive game, we were able to kill some exit plays they had, kill their offense early, and get right back into our offense. And we were able to get a couple pucks into the paint and create some scoring chances. And I think that's what we want to be.
Yeah, it is interesting that we controlled towards the end more of that neutral zone control, turning around and re-attacking and things like that. I think early on, especially with their speed, they were skating through that neutral zone pretty easy. Yeah, and I mean, like timing and stuff like that, it's not quite there yet. So some of our steps and things like that, our defensemen want to be aggressive like we want them to be, and it created some odd mans for them. And I think we may have left our legs in the bus for a few minutes there to start the game, and so but I was happy to see us settle down and start playing, and I'm excited to see where we're going to bring the second and third period here. Sean, is it you to blame that we're playing the two teams that battled in the Eastern Conference Final and then the defending Clark Cup champion this weekend? Is that you, or where does that come from?
I was joking. I said I feel like my 3 years here, we've gotten the best competition,
Yes.
or relatively the best competition each year, and
I think we had a Youngstown in there.
For sure.
Chicago was doing it a few years ago.
But like I think it is. I think it's great for us, and
Yes,
it's a good measuring stick to see where we're at, and it's good for our guys too as well. I mean, it's as much as we want to get results right away, it's more about that process, and I think right away for our guys to be able to kind of look around now and understand how fast this league is and how hard and physical it can be and how skilled it is. I think it's really important, especially for our young guys.
Perfect. Sean, I'll let you go. I know you got to do some hobnobbing.
Thanks,
right?
Curtis. I appreciate it. Thank you.
That is Sean Clark. He is the general manager of the Sioux City Musketeers. I tell you what, we're going to take a break. We'll come back. Dubuque up 4-1 on the RP Constructors scoreboard. We'll take just a couple of minute break or so. I'll run down the stats and more. We'll get you set for period number 2. We'll switch sides, all that fun stuff. You're listening to Musketeer Hockey. It's presented by Fremont Tire on Fox Sports Radio 620 KMNS.
All right, 30 seconds. All right, stand by. And go.
Welcome back to the UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex, Cranberry, Pennsylvania, just north of kind of the north suburbs of Pittsburgh. It is the practice facility for the Pittsburgh Penguins. It's kind of fun because you get a chance to see all the teams here at the Dick's Sporting Goods Fall Classic, and then also tomorrow we'll hopefully see the Pens practicing. We've used to see them every year we've been here at the Fall Classic, so maybe we can see a Sidney Crosby or something to that factor. I remember when Jakey Genzel, former Musketeer, was here, we got to see him a couple years in a row. So anyways, our score, it's not the best score, but it is some positives to go with it. They're trailing 4-1 on the RP Constructors scoreboard to the Dubuque Fighting Saints. Let's run down the stats of this one. First off, penalties. It was one penalty. It was cross-checking on Gavin Locke for Dubuque at the 14:32 mark. Sioux City 0 for 1 on the man advantage. Dubuque 0 for 0. Sioux City outshot Dubuque by a tally of 11-10. Our goaltenders, Bjorn Bronis had 6 saves. Votek Hamblek had 10 saves in the contest. Let's take a peek now at the scoring. It was Dubuque kind of scrambly first few minutes of the game as expected, and then Dubuque, what they do take advantage of mistakes, and if you do pinch just a hair, they love a breakout goal. They love a 2-on-1 goal, and they love picking your pocket, finding some room. Just got to be stronger on that puck. You put stronger on the puck possession. Don't let that chop away. Let's see. It was Eetu Orpana who scored the first goal of the season for the Saints. Dante Josefson Wessling got the assist. Charlie Arend got the second assist. Arend, a second-year player. 1-0 Dubuque. 9:01 of the first period. Colin Frank, he is a veteran, from vet. Michael Barron set it up. 9:01 into the first period. It was a barrage of 3 goals. We're looking at 3 goals in 3 minutes and 10 seconds. As Dubuque kind of got a little momentum, they used their speed and took advantage. So it was Frank from Barron, 2-0. Then we go at the 10:16 mark. It was Melvin Ekman from Mason Fleece and James Russell. That's 3-0. And then finally at the 13:38 mark, it was Teddy Merrill from Mason Fleece. Fleece's second point of the game. And that's where we're sitting, 4-0 Dubuque. Sioux City does come back and picks up a really nice goal. Lenny Geiger, really nice play from the left wing deep. Feeds it all the way to his right side to Jake Tavares, who buries it. That's the first goal of the season for your Musketeers. At the 13:47 mark, Sioux City then had that power play after and had 4 or 5 really solid scoring chances, and but came up empty on it. It's 4-1. That is our score on the RP Constructors scoreboard. We're going to take one more break. Puck drop for period 2 coming up after this. You're listening to Musketeer Hockey. It's presented by Fremont Tire on Fox Sports Radio 620 KMNS.
"30 seconds. All right, stand by. and go.
Welcome back. Ready for period number 2. Curtis Anderson with you. It is Musketeer hockey taking on the Dubuque Fighting Saints. We're ready for period number 2. It is 4-1 Sioux City trails. The Musketeers will win the draw as we start our second period. Puck goes out of play, and we'll have a face-off in the neutral. We're going to start with Gould, Piepenberg, Bronis and net. Martineau, Jeffress and Vatne. Other side, it is Josephson, Wessling, Aaron and Frank, Brierly, Besnier, and then Humbalak in net for Dubuque. All right, face-off just outside the Fighting Saints zone. And the face-off won by Dubuque. They will skate it forward. On the left side is Frank. Frank comes across offside like by only 6 feet. I don't think he saw the guy on the far side. I think he was having some issues with a stick or something. But anyways, it's offside. We'll take a face-off out of the zone. We're going to continue with the same out there. Martineau will dig in just outside the Musketeer blue line. 14 seconds into period 2. 4-1 Sioux City trails. Face-off. It's going to be won by Dubuque. Frank feeds it off right side to Besnier. He'll lob it in left wing corner. Going to be tracked down by Brosnan. Brosnan now feeds. Look for a long pass. He was looking for Jeffress. This is going to go down for icing. Looking to just kind of throw one down and see if Jeffress can track it down. Trey Jeffress last year, boy, he really scored when needed. 14 goals, 19 assists. His shorthanded points last year, 5 and 4, 9 shorthanded points. That's pretty good. Face-off, you remember last year, especially I think the power play wasn't working where we're like, hey, the penalty kill looks great. Face-off, Dubuque will win the draw, feed it right side, down low to the goal line, trying to feed it to the blue line. They're going to whip it all the way down the ice. Sioux City's going to get fresh legs right now. Doobie looking to break out. He'll feed it across. Sioux City, they can put pressure on their blue lines and their breakout line. I think you can turn them over. Sioux City, they don't have a lot of experience on the blue line. I mean, I'm sure it's young talent, but it's young talent. Here's Sioux City behind the net, trying to track it as Brosnan. Hacked out to center ice. This will go all the way down the ice, tracked down by Barron and the Fighting Saints. Looking to lob it up in a hurry to Russell. Russell cut off. Musketeers have the puck. Off the boards is View. View glides across on the right wing because he had an angle trying to feed it. Penalty coming up. And bodies up, a whistle blown. Dallas was coming in on the right side trying to protect the puck. And while doing so, he got tripped up. Sioux City will have their second. Hard Rock Hotel and Casino power play, 0 for 1, but looked very good. Heading to the box will be James Russell. So Sioux City will bring out once again Dallas View, Tomko, Luke Gary, Vatne, and Shane Gould on top. A 1-3-1. I believe both power plays are showing 1-3-1 right now. Of course, that will vary. They do like to give you 2 different looks. Actually, they're going to give 2 different looks because we have Potter out there with Vatne to the right side, Gould, Gary, and View. So Tomko not out there. And here's the puck down low, looking in View. Behind the net, looking to set it up. Oh, a quick pass off right side, Vatne. Nice quick work, Vatne, downhill. Gould on top to the left flank. That's View, a lefty. And curl it around. Here's Gould looking to make a play down to the right flank. Back it out again. Here's Vatne. Lost the puck for a second. Stays with it. Down to the goal line. Looking for a play there was Luke Gary. Now it's tied up. Sioux City looking to break free. Out to Gould. Gould looks in. Feeds it to Vatne. Right flank. Fire a shot. Hits the pipe. You could hear the ping from all the way up here. Dallas View looking in. Slides it over to Shane. Shane down the right side. Vatne, nice slide across. There's View, a shot, and a save by Humbalak. Extras going on in the paint area as Luke Gary having words with Mason Fleece. They're holding him across. I think we're going to make a line change. And the Musketeers have to look for 28 out there because he would have normally been on that power play. Okavita will be out there now for the Musketeers. Geiger, let's see, Martineau, we have Jeffress, and then Poulin will be on top. Let's see if, I believe they're going to show a 1-3-1 here. Got a minute 8 left in the man advantage. Okavita taking that center spot, and he would be down goal line, I believe. Okavita's going to get waved. Coming across is going to be Geiger. Geiger, a lefty, digs in, wins the draw. Sioux City looking to set up. And bobbled around for a second, and then cleared down the ice. Good pressure by Dubuque. Less than a minute to play in the man advantage. 17:36 to play in the period. Musketeers trail 4-1 on the RP Constructor scoreboard. Here's Jeffress, hands it off. Now coming across is Martineau. Okavita, held tight. Here comes Dubuque. They want to skate. And nope, they're just going to curl back and decide to throw it down the ice. They had a chance at getting something shorthanded. They elected to bring it back. Now they throw it forward. It's going to be a whistle, and not sure what they were called. Oh, is it a high stick call? I didn't see the high stick, but they say puck played with a high stick. 17:10 to play in period 2. 30 seconds left on the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino power play. Sioux City going to come back with their other unit. Again, I do not see Tomko out there. Normally would be on this power play. There's Luke Gary view. There's Vatne. There's Tomko. Okay, maybe Tomko needed a shift off. He's out there now. Good to see. There's the draw coming up. Maybe they were also trying a few different guys as well. That's another thing. Puck is going to be thrown into. Dubuque throws the puck headhunting into his own bench area. Coaches had to do a little dodging. A face-off is going to come in the Dubuque Fighting Saints zone. It'll be a face-off coming just left of Homelek. 4-1 Sioux City trails on the RP Constructors scoreboard. Got to win a face-off here. Here's Tomko, win a face-off, get possession, set up, and try to strike. Down by 3. It'd be nice to cut it down to 2. Other side is Aaron on the PK. Tomko's going to get waved. Luke Gary will take it. We'll try it again. Bobbling puck, bouncing puck. Dubuque will come away, and they'll get the clear. 20 seconds left. Bronis will just stop it and hand it off to Gould. Gould will skate. Here he comes. He has a double late drop if he wants it. He will drop it off, and it's going to be Vatne coming across. Tomko to the right. Feeds it all the way down. Dallas View trying to track it down. Nicely played by Dubuque as they send it down the ice. We got a whistle. Well, we got something going on with the Dubuque bench area. I'm not sure. The referee pointing over to them as the whistle blew with 16:38 to play in period 2. Sioux City trailing 4-1 on the RP Constructors scoreboard. Not sure if they called offside. It might have been a line change into the forward zone from the neutral zone. Someone comes off the bench in the forward zone as someone's entering from the neutral zone, trying to get some positioning, and a little push and shove going on. Let's see if we take a face-off just outside the zone. So Sioux City 0 for 2 on the man advantage, but some really good opportunities. Here is Dubuque. They'll throw it into the Musketeer zone. Behind the net it comes, gliding around. Ludwig feeds it, comes out to center ice, fortunately. Here comes Prusik, though, for Dubuque. He'll enter, coming across, left wing side, throws it across. Always looking for like a line rush play. They're good at it. They'll swing it forward, Musketeer zone again. Tracked down by Perler. He'll reverse it. Kritsky feeds, and Dubuque has the zone. Down deep in, a deflection and a good play right down deep by Lovell. And Bronis got a piece, and then Lovell cut off the play from deflecting in. Sioux City will lob it down the ice. Not enough for icing. Sioux City wants fresh legs. And now the puck all the way down. And this is going to be Icing. Boy, I thought he touched it. Apparently not. Icing the call on the Dubuque Fighting Saints. 15:38 to play. Period number 2. Hey, tomorrow night's game is going to be 6 o'clock Central Time. So 6 o'clock in Sioux City. 5:45 with the pregame. I believe, rumor has it, we're being listened to by Lenny's parents in Switzerland, because where we had a nice little 3:30 game, they had a 7:30 game in Switzerland. So a big shout out going out to the Swiss, and love to have your son playing with the Musketeers. Here's Sioux City trying to get something going down deep, hacked at a little bit. Now going to be out to center ice. Here's Ekman, feeds across left side. Barron trying to chase it off, but a nice play by Piepenberg to cut off the play, left wing side. Sioux City on the, we think we got a penalty on the Musketeers now. This will be the first power play. It'll be a boarding call on the Musketeers. This will be the first power play for Dubuque now. Time of the penalty, 4 minutes and 45 seconds. Heading to the box is Elias Botnay. And we'll see what the power play looks like for Dubuque. Their first power play of the regular season. Trying to track down everybody. Well, out there will be Conway, will be Aaron, and will be Besnier and Orpana, along with Barrow. And now one of the things is getting used to who's on the penalty kill. And here comes, it'll be the Vixaman Law penalty box on that one. And a setup, and nicely played by the Musketeers to keep them at bay. To the outside, looking for the right flank. Trying to zip a shot in there that time was Aaron. He misfires but holds on to the puck. Besnier out on top. All the way across to Conway. Conway back to Besnier. Right flank trying to find the bumper. Puck goes bouncing into the right wing side. Looks like they are showing 1-3-1. Sioux City could not clear. Beautiful play on the blue line by Besnier. And Dubuque coming in, trying to make a play on the backside. Nicely done. Thrown down the ice is Jeffress. Big surprise that Jeffress is on the penalty kill. Last year, as I mentioned, 9 points on the penalty kill. Here's Conway trying to glide all the way through, feed it across, and they were looking for a line rush shot to Russell. Blue line working is Besnier. Left flank looking to feed it all the way across. Can't get that one up. All the way across was Conway. Left side again, Frank. Frank, back it out top. Right flank out front, and from the bumper on a one-timer shot and a save. That's Russell sitting there. There's one that's thrown on net, and it'll be covered up by Bronis. 28 seconds left on the penalty kill. 13:42 left in the period. Sioux City trailing 4-1 on the RP Constructors scoreboard. All the goal scoring happened in the first period so far. We'll see Jeffress come out and Luke Gary as well on the penalty kill. On the other side is going to be Ekman along with Frank. Sioux City hacks it off the glass and down the ice it comes. Oh, track down. Who am I missing? There we go. And Dubuque on the breakout on their second power play unit. 15 seconds left, 13:28. Sioux City takes it away, coming across shorthanded. Here comes Jeffress to the net. Backside shot and a big save. Oh, nice play. Trey Jeffress. He just finds extra space and an extra desire when he's on that penalty kill. It was just like we saw last year. Here's Sioux City. Cut off play as Dubuque trying to keep the zone. Nice penalty kill, by the way, by the Musketeers. Sioux City lobs it down the ice. It's a chase for the puck. Hustling down is Vatne, and it's going to be corralled by Dubuque, but forced him to go strong after it. Here's the breakout. It's Locke coming across left wing side. Hands it off. Sioux City looking to transition back and forth. So it's little things where Sioux City, when they put that pressure on in the neutral zone and they can transition into offense, they're going to be very tough. On the ice, Tomko leaves it to View behind the net. Off the boards to the blue line. Here's Gould. Walks across the blue line, and it's going to be directed back the other way. Locke tries to work it. Gould quickly gets back. A shot. Nope, does not pull the trigger. Goes behind the net. Sioux City trying to go back the other way. A shot wide. And now the Musketeers looking to corral it again. 12:13 to play in period number 2. Sioux City trailing by 3. 4-1 on the RP Constructors scoreboard. Long pass. Popped into the Musketeers zone. Looks like Dubuque wants to change some personnel. It's Brosnan. Reverses. Here's Gould. Gould harassed on an F1, F2. Looks like he got a stick up high. Looks like a player for Dubuque heading to the bench. But it is a whistle. I think we will get probably a high stick on the play and some extras after the whistle was blown. I think it's back-to-back power plays now for the Dubuque Fighting Saints. Oh, it's going to be a cross-check. Dallas View goes in. Mix-It Law, our penalty box sponsor. Time of the penalty, 8 minutes and 13 seconds. Dubuque is 0 for 1 on the man advantage. We do have some discussion right now between our 2 referees. Not sure if we're just taking a pause or they're going to discuss whether that should be something more than just a 2-minute violation. Hopefully not. Homelek is over at his bench area right now as he's getting some water, getting all refreshed, and then he'll take a pause on the other side of the ice. We're going to see on the ice now, it's that second unit from the last power play, Proshek, along with Frank. And then we have Ekman, Barron, and Russell. Proshek on top of their 1-3-1. Face-off coming to the right, and the penalty kill will start. Here's Dubuque looking to come straight to the net. Cross and covered up nicely. Sioux City will bang it off the boards, and it rattles out of play. Boy, it sure looked like it went off the Dubuque player and out of play, but maybe I saw it wrong. Face-off coming just to the left of Bjorn Bronis. 11:38 to play. Period number 2. Sioux City trails by 3. Here's Russell taking the draw for the Dubuque Fighting Saints. We do have a whistle on positioning. Russell going to get waived, it looks like. That'll bring in Melvin Ekman, who's also a centerman anyway. And boy, he jumped at that one as well. They gave him a warning the first time. I don't know what we're doing on that one. Face off, going to be tracked down by Dubuque as they try to set up. They're jumping at it, very aggressive always is Jeffress. And Sioux City will nudge it off the boards, trying to outlet Luke Gary. They try to work by him. Now they'll enter the zone with Barron on the puck, down low. Now around is Ekman. Ekman feed right side. Looking for a shot attempt that time is Frank. Frank will deliver it back out to Proshek. Sioux City popping it out to center. There's Trey Jeffress, always harassing. They'll bring it across on the left wing. Here's Barron, lobs it. Turn around, nobody there. Luke Gary got in the way of their play. They'll spin all the way across again, trying to work on the left side with Barron. There's a shot right to the glove of Bronis. He'll take a face-off to his right side. 10:50 to play in the second. 4-1 Sioux City is trailing on the RP Constructors scoreboard. Shots on the game, Dubuque 16, Sioux City 15. We'll go back to the other unit now for the Fighting Saints. That brings Orpana out there along with Besnier out on top. We're going to see, let's see, how about Conway? We're going to see Aaron. There's a shot fought off over left wing side. Dubuque setting up now behind the net. Orpana feeds it out to the right flank. On top right now, Besnier feeds left flank. Shot off the mark. Rattles over right wing side. Besnier tries to dish it right back on the right. Down low. Looking for the one-timer. And to the back of the net. Teddy Merrill tracks down the goal. Now his quick movement as they work it below the goal line. Fed the bumper where you call that middle area between the circles, that slot area. That's where Teddy Merrill's positioning. And they found room right to him to get the one-timer. Bronis had a piece, but not enough. and it's a power play goal. Dubuque leading 5-1 on the RP Constructors scoreboard. Time of the goal is going to be 9 minutes and 34 seconds. 9:34, back to full strength. Sioux City needs to find some offense. There we go. Tomko, Gary, and View out there for the Musketeers. Dubuque will win the draw, bringing it up on the right wing side. This is Locke, Lieb, and Ekman, the forwards for the Fighting Saints. Trying to bank it forward. Luke Gary tries to dish it forward, and now it's going to be thrown right back into the Musketeer zone. Bronis wraps it around the boards. Bouncing puck kept in somehow, and they'll have it on the right wing side. There's a shot, deflects behind the net. Sioux City looking for the breakout. They'll feed it across. Taken right back by Lieb. Nice find, and Lieb has it on the right wing side. They want to turn you over. They want to run. Here's Sioux City trying to nudge it through traffic. This is going to be offside on the Musketeers. 9:41 left, period number 2. Sioux City trailing big, 5-1. If you look at the goals, the power play goal, of course, but you really can't put much on Bronis. He's made some nice stops. I was talking to Sean Clark, and he goes, goaltender gives up 4 goals, and I'm saying he's playing well. He is. There's a lot of 2-on-1s, a lot of breakdowns, and a lot of stuff you see early on. Face-off, brings back. This is going to be Brosnan. He'll bring it all the way down. Stopped up by Hombolek. Hombolek hands off right side. They nudge it out to center ice. Now they'll chase after it. Looking is Brosnan. He spins it off. Now hands it over to Martineau. Martineau lobs it forward. Got to be strong on that puck right now. Sioux City hacked away from Sioux City again down deep. Gould looking to track it. Here's Merrill. He dishes it in left wing side. Back to Merrill. A fought-off save by Brosnan, and they keep it right back. Sioux City turns it over right in front. The Musketeers get it back. Brosnan around the boards. Now they feed it forward. Got to be stronger through your zone. Got to get those clears. Coming across Martineau. Slides at Jeffress. Spins it right down to Martineau. Now over right side, Jeffress. Jeffress looking for space. Throws one. Hits the side of the net. Tracked down on the right side. Poulin pinching down. He'll look to give it off now to Vatney. Down low, picking it back. Russell trying to clear. Sioux City. Harassing forecheck. Now they'll break free. They bring it into the Musketeer zone. Dubuque trying to make a change. Sioux City, a no-look pass going to be taken away. That's Josephson Wessling. And the Musketeers tracking it back on the stick of Tavares. Tavares hands it off. Spinning around. Trying to work is Ludwig, and now feeds it forward. Dubuque's on the blue line waiting for it. It's Prushik. He'll skate it down over left wing side. It's Tavares trying to roll it through traffic. Can't get it through. Just got to slow things down a little bit. It looks like, got bodies everywhere. Try to force it through stuff. You just have to be patient and find those little areas. Tiny passes, not big, long passes trying to get 2 or 3 bodies through. Here's Dubuque walking across. Shot got deflected. Musketeers trying to track it down on the left side. This is going to be Poulin. Poulin in there. Now after it is Potter. Now Sioux City. They will slide it out to center. Dubuque gets it right back. Here's Loesch. Loesch will throw it right back in. Sioux City having a hard time on the exits. Here's Tavares. Banks it out to center ice. Musketeers looking to track it in their own zone. Here's Ludwig. It's a learning lesson. Last year, any of this stuff works. This year in the USHL, so much quicker. You just can't get away with it. It's those clears, those little lob clears, those little things that could get through players from last year might have worked, but not in this league. So much faster, so much heavier, and so much more skill. But again, these guys are here. They will get better, and they will learn from it. 7:02 to play in the second period. Sioux City trailing big 5-1 on the RP Constructors scoreboard. Martineau, Jeffress, Vatney face off over to the boards. Musketeers trying to bring it forward on the right side. It's Piepenberg trying to dish it in. He'll chip it down. Gary after it. Now after it is going to be Dallas View. Now outlet trying to get a piece of it. Here's Barron coming back the other way. Lobs it across, caught in the air and then bobbled behind the goal line. Sioux City looking to break out. And they'll try again. They'll turn it over in their own zone. Barron looking for a shot. Here's Dallas View trying to fight for positioning. There's Barron again. Now you had a chance at an exit there. Now it's turned into another possession by Dubuque. Dubuque keeps it on the blue line. They'll throw it down low, and a deflection up high goes wide. Sioux City has got to skate it out. Here's Tomko getting through traffic, coming across blue line. Looking in, View over to the right side to Luke Gary. Now Dubuque looking to clear it in a hurry. They do it. Here's Barron. Here's View again for Sioux City. Cross ice feet, trying to hack it forward. Here's View, trying to find Gary. Gary in the neutral zone, tied up right at center ice. 5:42 to play in period number 2. The Musketeers, they're trailing big. Here's Tomko. Tomko lobs it forward. They're going to say it deflected off a Dubuque Fighting Saint. I thought that was going to be icy, but here comes Dubuque on the breakout. Here's Ekman coming up left wing side. I don't know how that was onside. 2 guys were offside on that play, but down lower in the left wing corner. Here's the Musketeers trying to track it down. Lovell there, now below the goal line, trying to work is Max Anderson. Sioux City will come away with the puck. Here's Lovell, taps it forward to Okavita. Okavita on a chip and chase, sneaks through traffic. He's bodied up on the boards. Dubuque looking to get it out to center ice. They bank it off the boards. Here is Anderson. He'll throw it forward. Chasing, hustling is Lovell. Lovell's got good speed. Goes off the boards heavy, pops back up. Musketeers trying to track. Here comes Merrill. Open ice this time, left side. Looking to slide it in down low. Tapped away by Bronis as it came near his crease area. They'll chuck it up the ice now. Gould tries to work it. Trying to work it forward now to Vatne. Coming back the other way. A no-look pass. Sioux City tried to track it down, and now a shot up high off the backboard. More traffic, and now Merrill with it for Dubuque. A lot of zone pressure by this Fighting Saint team. Sioux City has had a hard time on their breakout. Here they come, trying to make a play. All the way out to the blue line. Here's Prushik. Slides it across left side, Aaron. Aaron trying to feed out front. Puck is loose. Here comes Martineau on the run. He'll come across on the left wing. Drop pass looking in. Back to Martineau in the right wing side. Now behind the net trying to find that puck, and they will. Sioux City on the puck. Here is Vatne. Vatne out front. A deflection by Jeffress. Sioux City trying to keep. Here's Gould. He'll cycle it down low. Vatne, Jeffress. Sioux City up on the boards, right side. That's Martineau. Puck out to center. Chase for the puck. Ludwig trying to track it down. Dubuque got a shot off, though, instead. Here's Martineau. Ooh, and they'll hand it right back. Turnover, and now they'll take it right back. Nice job, Geiger. Geiger comes up left wing side, trying to play it deep. Tapped off his stick. 3:09 to play in the period. Here's Jeffress battling in the left wing corner. Musketeers and Potter after it. Here comes Dubuque on the breakout. They'll come across on the right side. Orpana, Sioux City takes it away, but now gives it right back to Dubuque. Brierly in deep. Some collisions going on. Sioux City whipping it across. Here's Potter. Potter chips it all the way down right wing side. Musketeers, Geiger on the puck. Now Potter. Dubuque gets it back. Orpana across. He'll throw a shot off the mark, off the boards. Comes all the way out. Frank on it. Sioux City jumps on it. That's Potter. And it goes off and deflects back the other way. Sioux City trying to keep Piepenberg. Piepenberg from behind the net. Tries to dish it out to center. Gets it out to center. But once again, the Fighting Saints have possession as they throw a deflection down into the Musketeer zone. Coming back to get it. Tavares helping out as D. Christian Lyons on the tie-up. Sioux City will have the puck. Piepenberg again. He whips it down the ice, and this is going to be an easy icing call. And we have a stoppage with 1:53 to play in period number 2. Right now, Sioux City trailing 5-1 on the RP Constructor scoreboard. Right now, ice leaning in favor of Dubuque. They're putting pressure on the Musketeer puck carriers, getting sticks, getting bodies, getting in the passing lanes, and forcing turnovers right now. Got to get it on the other side. Got to be stronger on the puck. Got to be clear on your passing and your breakouts. Here's the faceoff. Sioux City wins the draw. Bring it up on the boards. Tavares tries to chop it out to center. They do get it. Here comes Geiger coming across. Whips a shot off the glove. Hombolek. It's one thing on Hombolek. He's made most of his stops, but that glove right now, he doesn't find that puck clean in that glove side. Coming across. Here comes Dubuque. Kritzky enters the zone. Drop pass. Looking, sliding to the net. Over to the right wing side. Fighting Saints. Give it away. Sioux City will run. Here's Brosnan trying to work it forward. Coming across. Leaves it back. Luke Gary now. Brosnan still. Throws it to the net. Dubuque is there, and they'll bring it back the other direction. Here's Brosnan again. Young player. Over affiliate players getting. There's a shot off the mark, though. Comes out to center. Here's a 2-on-1. Got to get back. Here's Dubuque looking in. Sliding across. Big save as Bronis comes across. They got the feed across. He lost his stick on it. He'll get it back. That was a beauty by Bjorn. Coming across right side. Throw a puck right into the glove of Bjorn, and we'll take a face-off. That's the best save of the night so far. 2-on-1, and it took the puck carrier. Couldn't have, just probably the best idea because that was where you're close to. They got it through and made a big attempt on the backside. Bronis comes back to rob it. 43 seconds left in the second. 5-1 Sioux City trails on the RP Constructor scoreboard. All right, last minute of the period. Gotta finish things strong. Here's Martineau, Jeffress, Vatney for the Musketeers. Other side, Merrill, Fleece, and Conway. Well, trying the fake face-off. They're going to wave Merrill, and they'll bring across Mason Fleece. Fleece played, if you remember last year, Musketeer fans, he was in Fargo, comes over to Dubuque for this year. Here's the face-off. Dubuque wins the draw, trying to keep the zone. Sioux City hacks it out. Oh, it's kept on the blue line. Wow, that was a good keep by Merrill. 33 seconds left. Big check applied. And now tracked down. It's Fleece on the right side to the blue line. They'll jam it in down low, looking for a centering pass. That time is Merrill, throws it out front. And here's Martineau with the puck. Martineau, tried to connect. This is going to actually angle right down on net, so no icing. And we're down to 10 seconds left in the period. Got to finish strong. Don't give up anything here. And they don't look like they will. Down to 3 seconds. And we are done. Period is over. 2 periods in the books. It is Sioux City trailing by the score of 5-1 on the RP Constructor scoreboard. We got extras after the period is over, having a little chats. Jeffress having a little tug of war right now. They got linesmen on him. It's him with Fleece. They know each other because Sioux City played Fargo quite a few times. I don't know, we'll probably pick up some minors on that. Nothing too drastic, but we are done with period number 2. Let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll recap. We'll have an intermission report, all that kind of fun stuff. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Musketeer Hockey, presented by Fremont Tire on Fox Sports Radio 620. Camas, Sioux City.
30 seconds. All right, stand by. And go.
Welcome back. Curtis Anderson with you. Our second intermission. Sioux City trailing by the score of 5-1 on the RP Constructors scoreboard. We're going to start period number 3 with Sioux City shorthanded. They gave Sioux City a double minor. That was on Trey Jeffress. They gave him a double minor, and then they gave Mason Fleece just a single 2 minutes. So power play number 3 will come your way for the Dubuque Fighting Saints. Thank some of our sponsors, like our presenting sponsor, of course, is Fremont Tire. 3 locations in the Sioux City metro area. It's Fremont Tire. New sponsor this year is Game Day Men's Health. I want to mention them. Bernite, Old Chicago, always a good place. Just a number of them. Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. Johnny Mars, of course, a great place. Supporters and always season ticket holders and all that fun stuff. And then one of the new sponsors is, well, our post-game sponsor. It's going to be brought to you by Dairy Move, the official recovery drink of your Sioux City Musketeers. So just a few of them right there for you, but the Musketeers trail big, and they'll be shorthanded. A lot of things to learn right now between this game and tomorrow. They'll do a lot of work on different things. A lot of it's getting experience, and there's a number of players with lack of experience, let's say, in the USHL level. Now there's lack of experience on both sides. I'm not saying it's only one-sided, but it seems like the goal scorers all were pretty darn good goal scorers for Dubuque from last year. It took advantage of Sioux City, some errors, trying to be aggressive, and they want them to be aggressive. So it's not like, okay, don't do that. You just have to pick your time to pinch, pick your time to be aggressive, and you'll get that baby down, and he'll turn into that relentless forechecking Musketeer style. Let's take a peek now. It's 1 goal scored in the second period. Let's see. E2 Orpana got the first goal for Dubuque. First period, 7:06 mark from Dante Josephson, Westlane, and Charlie Aaron, 1-0 Dubuque. 9:01 mark, Colin Frank from Michael Barron. 10:16 mark, it was Melvin Ekman from Mason Fleece and James Russell. And then Teddy Merrill from Mason Fleece. Jake Tavares got the first goal for the Musketeers from Lenny Geiger. That was in the first period. They don't have the official stats for period number 2 yet. Surprised on that one. Oh, maybe up there we go. And then it was Teddy Merrill picking up his second goal of the season. 9:34 mark of period 2 from E2 Orpana and Charlie Aaron. So, Orpana, did they make a change? They did make it. No? Oh, that's 2 points for E2. So that is it for scoring. Our penalties in the second period. It was 1:19 mark. James Russell, 2-minute minor for tripping. And then Sioux City's Elias Botnay, 2-minute minor for boarding, 4:45 mark. Dallas U cross-checking, 8:13 mark. And then a double minor right now at the 20-minute mark. Double minor for Sioux City, and that goes against Trey Jeffress. A single minor by Mason Fleece. So another power play coming up for the Dubuque Fighting Saints. Fighting Saints played a really good second period. Controlled possession, really forced Sioux City to turn the puck over. Hemmed them in quite a bit in this one. And so 14-3 were the shots in the second period, 30-16. Boy, they added some shots in the first period. Anyways, 30-16 is the tally. Bjorn, 25 saves. Botek Hamlik had 15 saves. So have to play a much better brand of hockey in the third period. 5-1. I think you don't even look at the scoreboard right now. If you come back, you come back, but you got to work on the little things, get more experience, and somehow get used to the speed of the game. So we'll find out.
Let's take a break, and then we'll come back. I'll have an intermission report, and then we'll get back to the hockey game here pretty soon. So we'll take this break. Musketeer Hockey, presented by Fremont Tire, is on Fox Sports Radio 620 KMNS.
Thirty seconds. Stand by. And go.
We're listening to Musketeer Hockey. It is presented by Fremont Tire. This is our intermission report. We'll run down what's coming up Musketeer Hockey-wise. We'll run down the whole schedule here coming up. First off, for events coming up, just to mark down on the calendar, coming up on Wednesday, September 24, season ticket holder meet and greet. Make sure you mark that one down. It's coming up on the 24th of Wednesday. It's at the Tyson Event Center, Fleet Farm Arena. It'll go from 6 to 8 o'clock. Monday, September 29. How about some golf with the Sioux City Musketeers? So the players will be on hand. It's a lot of fun. It's over at Whispering Creek. You can still sign up. It's a shotgun start at 11 a.m. Again, it's at Whispering Creek. It's presented by Pioneer Auto. What else do we have? How about a party on the plaza? Get ready for the home opener. We got a couple weeks until we get to that home opener, but it's coming up Friday, October 3rd. It's a party on the plaza. It goes from 4 to 6 o'clock. Fun stuff outside. Then, by the way, that's free to the public. Then come on in. They have the home opener against Sioux Falls. The Stampede coming to town. Again, that's Friday, October 3rd. So you have that. Of course, tomorrow, remember, Musketeers, 5:45 Central Time, and then 6 o'clock is a face-off. We'll have the action against Muskegon, the defending Clark Cup champs. That's on KMNS right here, also on Hockey TV, on FloHockey, also on iHeartRadio. So it is Musketeer Hockey tomorrow from the Fall Classic. What other dates? Let me run them down here for you. Coming up, we hit the road when we get back. Get back into town, and then it's Saturday the 27th. Your Musketeers are at Tri-City. Friday the 3rd, as I mentioned, versus Sioux Falls. Saturday the 4th, we make a nice quick trip up to Fargo, taking on the Force. And then Saturday the 11th, we're going to be taking on the Des Moines Buccaneers. Just one game during that weekend. Then a Thursday, how about a travel time to Fargo again? That's 2 out of probably 4 trips up there, 6 o'clock. Friday 17th versus Sioux Falls, and then Saturday the 18th. Remember, that's Pink in the Rink, and they will take on the Tri-City Storm. All right, so let's take a peek at what the broadcast schedule looks like for 620 KMNS and iHeartRadio. Again, tomorrow, Musketeer Hockey, as I mentioned. That is a 5:45 pregame. What else is on the schedule? Our schedule on KMNS is brought to you by Thrive Sports, Recover, Restore, and Rejuvenate. Let's see, high school football Thursday night, East versus West. JB and the gang will have that one. On Friday is our CNOS game of the week. It is the Sioux City North Stars taking on the Heelan Crusaders. That is a 7 o'clock kickoff, 6:30 the pregame. On the call will be, it will be our guys here coming up, Zach and Steve Ryan. So it should be good, the coverage on KMNS and iHeartRadio. Other games on Friday, Sergeant Bluff is at Glenwood, South Sioux versus Lincoln High, Elk Point, Jefferson, Baltic, Dakota Valley at Tri-Valley. And remember, also football for college, Big Ten, Iowa Hawkeyes at Rutgers at 8 o'clock. Saturday, plenty of football. We'll have the coverage of Morningside Mustang football, again, coming up on Saturday. It's their home opener. We'll have it at 12:30 with the pregame, 1 o'clock kickoff. They take on Midland. All the action on KMNS. It'll be Stephen Cutler and Bob Goodman for that one. Let's see, what else? Briarcliff is at Mount Marty. They're on the road looking for back-to-back wins. Wayne State versus Moorhead. USD takes on Drake. And Nebraska, the Huskers take on Michigan. That'll be a battle. That's at Memorial down in Lincoln, Nebraska. And then on KMNS coming up on Sunday, it's Viking football. They take on the Bengals at 12 o'clock. All right. That's the Thrive Sports schedule. We'll be back for more hockey coming up. It is our Intermission Report. It's brought to you by Fremont Tire here on Fox Sports Radio 620 KMNS.
30 seconds. Stand by. And go.
Welcome back, Curtis Anderson with you on the road. Musketeer hockey, game 1 of the season, not going the way you want it, but learning lessons all the way through. It's 5-1, Sioux City trails on the RP Constructors scoreboard. Right now they change it up now, just, it is a double minor. They just have the power play up there on Jeffress, Fleece on the other side. So 5-on-4 advantage. This will be the Bixaman penalty box sponsor. We hate talking about that. Geiger is going to sit in there, and he'll take the first 2 minutes of it. And then Jeffress has to sit forward. So one of our best penalty killers is Jeffress. That's the tough part. All right, we got new guys in there for power play. They do have Merrill, but we have Josefson Wessling getting a shot at things, along with Orpana. And then it'll be Dubuque on the draw. Besnier will drop it, a double-A drop as a little off on that. They'll have to pick it up and try it again. Sioux City harassing the play, and we got a penalty coming up, and that is going to go against Dubuque. So we're going to go even strength. Nice play. So Max Anderson was coming in to disrupt, and he basically got blocked out of the way on their breakout. And with that, we're going to go to 4-on-4 hockey. That's the first time we go 4-on-4. Time of the penalty is going to be 16 seconds. Going to the box on interference is Besnier. And credit Max Anderson for drawing that one, as he was just harassing their breakout. Here's the face-off in the Dubuque zone, just left of Hombolek. Taking the draw for the Musketeers will be Tomko. He's out there with View. And then we have Brosnan out there with Gould. Face-off going to be won by Dubuque, and they look to break out. Here they come. Sioux City wants to put pressure on the breakout. Maybe see if you can turn them over. Here they come up right wing side into the Musketeer zone. Brierly, deep, now behind the net, glides all over. A lot of space out there, remember. Here's Frank on the right side for the Fighting Saints. Stops up on the boards. He'll lob it forward and does not connect. It's going to be tapped into zone, and now out of the zone, trying to track it down, Frank. And you got to hustle after that puck out there, because right now Dubuque was chasing him and beating him to the puck. Here's Gould. Here's Shane, brings it out, coming across. Sioux City comes across in the zone, handed off the View, off his stick, and here comes 2-on-1 the other way by Dubuque. Frank coming up. He's got Aaron to the right. Nicely played by Shane Gould as he took the trailer, and Sioux City. And now it's going to be Dubuque again. Trying to work it out to the blue line. It's James Russell. Fighting Saints with the puck is Prushik. Prushik back to Russell, hands it right to Sioux City. Vatnek comes across, right side. Here comes Luke Gary. Gary into the right wing corner, stops up, trying to set things up to the top. And Sioux City looking is Vatnek. Tried to sidestep the defenseman. Got him, and Sioux City will get it and then give it right back. Here comes, once again, Dubuque. And now Vatnek has some numbers coming across. Vatnek, Luke Gary coming across, gives it off to Luke. Luke throws one towards the net, banks over to the right wing side. Dubuque has the puck. Now Sioux City on the power play for 15 seconds. Dubuque's going to hold on as much as they can, and then they'll give it away. Vatnek got in the way of a pass, looking out front right side. Oh, Tavares looking for his second goal, just misfired. Throw a shot, got blocked. He'll track it down. Player is down on the ice. That had a little velocity. Sioux City trying to find room in the scoring areas. Dubuque, whistle, cover up, face off. 17:29 to play in the third. Musketeers trail big, but see if they can edge their way back into this contest. So So 5-on-5 skating. It's going to be Geiger, Potter, Tavares line for your Musketeers. Ludwig will play the blue line along with Poulin. Russell, Orpana, and Barron the forwards for Dubuque. It's going to be Lyons and Piepenberg now. They'll switch the D, the Musketeers will. 17:29 to play, period number 3. Face off, loose, and Dubuque will jump forward. Here they come, Orpana. Looking to play it forward. They chop it down into the Musketeer zone. Here's Lyons, slides it over. It's going to be picked up, though. Dubuque comes with pressure. Sioux City gets it back. But having a hard time once again on the breakouts. Here we go. Nope, taken right back by Dubuque again. Here's Potter. He'll hand it back. Now it's going to be Piepenberg. Work it forward. Here's Dubuque taking it away again. Sioux City's got to get their clears. It's been a huge problem in this contest. Here's Dubuque. Looks across. Shot and an easy goal. 3-on-1 it turned in to be. And Sioux City trails big. A turnover. Couldn't get the clear. And here comes Dubuque. 3-on-1. I don't know what you can do on it. Orpana will pick up the easy tap-in goal. And the Musketeers learning lessons the hard way. 6-1 on the RP Constructors scoreboard. Time of the goal is going to be 3 minutes and 8 seconds. Again, those simple, it's not simple, trust me, but those clearing pucks, if you can't get it across that blue line, they're going to keep coming back, and sooner or later they will have an opportunity, and that's exactly what they had there, a golden opportunity. Musketeers win the draw. Gotta find and try to get things going, and they'll dish it all the way down. Trying to play it forwards, Hombolek. Sioux City needs some zone pressure right now, trying to track it as level. Sioux City looking for a shot attempt. Puck popped around the boards. Here comes Dubuque. Lob it out to center, kick forward into the Musketeers zone. Ludwig. Big check applied by Dubuque, but Sioux City is there. They tap it out to center. Here comes, off the stick that time. The Musketeers try to go north. They work it around the boards. Max Anderson throws it forward, trying to track it down. Big check applied by Max, taking his man off the play. Extras going on between the two. Sioux City will play it. Here comes the Musketeers. Coming across is Lovell. Lovell spun around, trying to track it. And big check applied. That's Max Anderson. They wanted to check Max. Here comes a play. We got a fight. And it's going to be Max gets one across. The guy still has his stick. He went at Max Anderson and shoved him forward. Max says, you want to drop him? We'll drop him. He kept his gloves on, kept the stick in hand, and we'll see how they call this thing. He didn't like that clean check that Max gave him, and he came to confront him. Max said, let's drop him. The other guy said, no. We have penalties coming up at the 4-minute and 12-second mark. Max in the box for the Musketeers. And I think that's Cooper Conway for Dubuque. Yeah, it's kind of big boy hockey time. You know, you come out and you're mad that you got hit and you want to do something about it. There was an opportunity, but wasn't taken. 15:48 to play in the period. We'll see how they call it here. I mean, there was no penalty called on Max's check because it sure looked clean. He plays a hard-nosed game. He finishes his checks. Wait till officials come away with this one. Referee at one side. I think they want to say, hey, let's get this hockey game going. It looks like 5-on-5. Well, they have Dubuque with an extra penalty. Sioux City is going to have a power play, a Hard Rock Hotel and Casino power play. And it could have been an instigator call. It was on that side coming from Conway. They're going to put two guys in the box, and Sioux City's going to have a power play. We'll see what they call it. They're calling an extra. Conway kept his gloves and his stick involved in his skirmish. Here we go. Face off. Sioux City on the man advantage. View, Tomko, Gary, Vatne, and Gould. Tomko's going to get waved, and so Luke Gary, the lefty, will try to take it here. Let's see if Sioux City can take advantage here. This is their third power play. Dubuque will win the draw. They'll send it down. Bronis, side of the net. He'll hand it off, and Gould will throw it forward. Here comes the Sioux City on the breakout. View, crisscross, crosses over to blue line. Luke Gary curls around, hands it. Nicely played by Vatne. Over to Gould. Gould taps it down over to Gary. Gary on the right side, curling on the right flank. It's chipped away, but Gary keeps it nicely. Nice move. Here's Gould coming in, deep shot. Save. View will track it after it's cleared. Opportunities, they look solid on the power play. So a slash and a rough was on Conway on the play. Here's Luke Gary gliding down left circle. Now brings it behind the net, feeds it right flank. Top to Gould. Gould on top, feeds it right flank. Crossover, Vatne on the left flank. Walking downhill, looking for a play. Goal line, backside shot and a save. Took a little too much time. I really like that play. We've seen that a lot last year where you go goal line, backside. They got it on the stick of Luke Gary. I think Luke probably paused a little bit just to hold on to the puck, just enough to have it secured before firing a shot. 41 seconds left in the man advantage. We're going to see Trey Jeffress, Martineau out there, Poulin, Geiger, and let's see who else. Who am I missing? Is that Potter? I think it's Potter. Dallas. Face-off coming just left of Hombolek. 41 seconds left in the man advantage. The Hard Rock Hotel and Casino power play. Face-off won by Sioux City. Bring it out to the point. Working it is Poulin. Poulin, left flank is Jeffress. Goal line back to Jeffress. That's Potter on the goal line. Bring it back. Jeffress walks downhill. Goal line play, looking for the bumper. Could not get Geiger. It got out to center ice. Nice idea, though. That time they went goal line to the bumper, that low slot man. Here's Sioux City. Here's Poulin coming across. Nicely played. Dish it. Musketeers looking for room. 8 seconds. Geiger down to Jeffress. Walks it up the wall left side. Poulin, Trey. Gotta work it down left side to the bumper. Looking down deep is Geiger. It's going to be deflected, and here comes Dubuque skating the other way. Now even strength. Lieb across, and a shot wide. Nicely picked up on the backside. Here's Besnier over left side. Shot! Banks off the board. Sioux City on it. We got 13:29 to play in the period. Sioux City trails big. Got to keep fighting through, looking for some positives. On the left side, here's Merrill. Merrill tries to glide it in. Nicely played by Ludwig, though. Puck up. Played with a high stick. Musketeers will have it. Here's Geiger skating up on the right side. He'll dish it deep. Musketeers want fresh legs out there. 13 minutes to play in regulation. Sioux City in deep, trying to make a play as Tavares. He has the one goal for the Musketeers. It was a great play from Geiger, and he buries it. He'll dish it forward on the left wing boards. They play it all the way down. Prusik for Dubuque trying to break out. Musketeers cut it off. In deep is Lovell. Lovell trying to scrape it up on the boards. Also Perler has it tied up. Trying to find possession right there. Dubuque will tap it out to center ice. Musketeers on it. Okavita battles. And they will use the body to free up the puck. But taken away out front, and a poke check. Sioux City dodging there. Left circle shot. Fought off by Bronis. Wrap it around. Here's Russell pinching down alone with the puck. Feeds it out front. Puck comes out to center ice. 12:08 to play in the third. Sioux City trailing 6-1 on the RP Constructors scoreboard. Here's Lovell. Skating forward, Ludwig. Ludwig banks it all the way down. Now behind the net, reversing after it. Dubuque trying to clear. Sioux City. Here's Lyons pinching. They'll play it forward. After the puck is going to be Tomko in his own zone. He'll back it up. Sioux City. Breakout coming on the left side. Lions to View. View backhands it all the way down. Stopped by Hombolek. Hombolek, Sioux City takes it away, trying to lob it off of Hombolek that time. Looked like Tomko out to center ice. Here's Lions. Here's Brosnan. Lions to View. Dallas bangs it back. Here is Tomko off his stick. And now Dubuque looking to come back the other way. 11:15 left in the third period. Sioux City trails big on the RP Constructors scoreboard. Musketeers, View, tap forward. Oh, and getting a nice piece of it that time was Loesch for Dubuque. Loesch has it again on the left side, brings it back now to Kritzky. Kritzky feeds it forward off a stick. Sioux City looking to track it. And Luke Gary, always tenacious. Dallas View lobs it forward. Now tracking it down is Dubuque trying to break out. 10:43 left in the third. Sioux City trailing 6-1 on the RP Constructors scoreboard. Tomorrow, look, there's a breakaway coming in, 1-on-1. Frank, a shot and a goal. All alone, he was sneaking in behind the Musketeer D. Kind of took a little nap on it, and there is Colin Frank. I think he did that quite a bit last year. Very fast, great hands, and not much he can do. It's basically a shootout goal except faster. Time of the goal is going to be 9 minutes and 27 seconds. And Dubuque really in a rout now, 7-1 on the RP Constructors scoreboard. All right. Once again, got to keep working. Martin Newline out there. Vatne, Jeffress, Sioux City will track it on the stick of Gold. Gold glides and slides it across. Here's Piepenberg. Piepenberg will jam it all the way down. Hambolek behind his net, works it up the boards on the left side. Gavin Locke, cross-ice feed, gathering up Biznier, dishes it forward. Dubuque again, 2-on-1, easy goal again. Wide open on the backside, Gavin Locke, and the rout continues. Sioux City biting on the puck carrier. They slide across, and Gavin Locke has a wide open net. Bronis, there's nothing you can do. I think they're going to pull Bronis. Bronis, maybe credit a goal or two. That's the most. He's held out the dry quite a bit today. 2-on-1s, 1-on-nones. That was 2-on-1. The last one was a breakaway goal. So we're going to see Jack Fickthorn coming in. He will warm up as they ready to get things going. Jack will come in and work his way. His first game in the USHL. Gotta love the story of him coming in. He wasn't drafted, and he just fought hard at camp. Kept fighting, kept going, and really impressed the coaches. So welcome, Jack. Work it up the board. Sioux City looking to track it down, trying to find room. Bobbled around in skate blades. Here's Dubuque the other direction. They chuck it all the way down, and Sioux City will track it. Yeah, you see Dubuque just adding with a 2-on-1 that last one. They have it again. Left side Ekman, left circle. Musketeers, Dubuque Fighting Saints. 8-1, excuse me. Forgot about a goal. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter final score as long as you get better. It's either a win or a loss, and this one will be a loss for the Musketeers, and hopefully they can come back tomorrow. Musketeers jam it all the way down off the stick of George Lovell. Dishing now behind the net. 9 minutes to play. Sioux City with the puck. Here's Potter circling around. Through traffic, spun out. Now popped out to center. There's Lions to dish it forward. Bank it off the board. Tracked down by Prushik defensively by Dubuque. Outlet pass coming up left side to Merrill. Merrill enters. Plays it down to Fleece. And once again coming strong through the center. Going towards the net was Dubuque. Nicely played as they just knock him and check him out of the play. But here comes Dubuque again. Trying to come in 2-on-1 again. Conway lobs it up. Jabbed in the air by Sioux City D. That was Poulin getting a piece of it. And once again, they'll jam it towards the net. Over to the right side, Lions. Lions battles up on the boards. 8:15 to play in the third. Lopsided score in favor of Dubuque. Here's the Musketeers. They will skate, and they will dish it. Getting the puck down was Geiger. Absorbs a check doing so, but gets it deep. And the Dubuque Fighting Saints trying to work it forward. They hack it out to center ice. Musketeers with Brosnan out there getting some good ice time. Here comes Tomko, offside Musketeers. All right, face off in the neutral zone. 7:48 to play in the third. Musketeers trying to find some positives in this game, and there is a lot of positives. It's just the ones that stick out. Yeah, obviously the scoreboard, but the scoreboard shows where maybe the negatives were, the breakdowns, the stakes, all that kind of stuff. But we have a little time out on the ice. We'll mention again a few different things for you. Party on the Plaza coming up. Our home opener October 3rd versus Sioux Falls starts at 4 o'clock. So fun on the Plaza. What else do I want to mention for sure? Oh yeah, coming up on the 29th. So it's a week from Monday. It's the Musketeer Golf Classic. Shotgun at 11 o'clock. It's at Whispering Creek. Presented by Pioneer Auto. 11 o'clock is Shotgun. Check with the Musketeers on details on that one. So tomorrow's game, let's see, 5:45 is the pregame. So we'll have your sports show up until 5:45. Zach James will have that. We'll either have it on the location. I got to check a few things, but we'll might be over at the Wheelhouse because we weren't able to have a show there today, so we could maybe be out there for tomorrow afternoon. So we'll work on that one, but definitely we'll have the show, and then we'll have the pregame at 5:45 tomorrow. All right, face-off coming in the neutral zone. 7:48 to play in the period. Musketeers trail big. Sioux City will track the puck down. Piepenberg will lob it all the way down on net. Reflect over to the corner. Here's Dubuque. Gives it away. Here is View. A backhander shot, save, rebound now behind the net. Nice hustle there. And Dubuque will get it out to center with a lot of bodies pushing forward. They'll slide it out, looking for a centering pass. Fighting Saints with the puck. Kriski over right side to Barron. Barron fighting through traffic now, trying to track it to the blue line. Puck pinballed over to the right wing corner. Sioux City on the puck. Tomko tries to free it up. Once again, there is Brosnan. Sioux City trying to clear, could not do so. There's another shot and a save made by Thickthorn. Shot off the board, looking for a centering pass, tracked down by Brosnan. Sioux City up the boards to View. View taking his time, slides it forward. A little too far for Luke Gary that time, but View will backhand it all the way down. 6.5 to play in the third. Sioux City trailing big, only can manage one goal. That was Tavares from Geiger. Looked like they were getting something going, but missed up on the power play, and I thought it was a really good play. And then Dubuque really played a strong second period, controlled a lot. Here comes the Musketeers coming across. Martineau looking behind the net. Skates, tries to center it. Nobody there. Stays with it, though. Nice stick handling. Martineau on the right side. To the blue line. Nice look. Walk across. Left side, downhill. Fire a shot. Ricochets out of play. That was Ludwig on that left side. Nice. We're going to see a really good Pavel Martineau when he starts really getting the systems. Big kid. Mentioned him earlier from Chechnya. He was an 8th round pick, so a low pick, so it's a good find. You can see what he can skate. He's got good hands and good size. He's 6'4" and about 220. Face-off coming just right of Hamelek. So just under 6 minutes left in this hockey game. Musketeers being outscored big, 8-1. Outshot 31-21. And Sioux City has the puck. Botnay over to the right wing side, trying to work through it. Could have seen a power play for Sioux City there on the hook, but they'll let it go. Want to get this game going. They'll play it deep once again. The Musketeers. Prusik will pick it up. He'll work it out to Frank. Sioux City dice keep at the blue line. Throw one towards the net. Oh, just off the stick that time, and now tracked down by Dubuque. They'll chuck it down the ice. Here comes Frank trying to make a play, and he'll dish it forward. Nicely played by Ludwig. Colin Frank, a veteran 3-year player for Dubuque, caught the puck, just tried to make a move. Ludwig just stayed right with him. He has a nice, strong play there. 5:24 to play in period 3. Musketeers take on another challenge. It is Muskegon tomorrow, the defending Clark Cup champs. But we'll see a familiar face or two. Colton St. Clair is the head coach now for the Lumberjacks. He was the associate coach last year, takes over as the head coach. We love Colton. And then I saw there was a quick shot and a save by Fickthorn. And I saw her today. It's Callie Sitter, athletic trainer. She was with us last year. She is up there with Colton and the Muskegon Lumberjacks. So it was nice to see Callie. Just a terrific lady, but people moved. She's probably a little closer to home and maybe a little north like she likes to live. We got a good one in Erica now, Erica Eipel. Here's the face-off on the circle, Sioux City. And they'll win the draw, bringing it forward. Up left wing side, trying to work it in is Lovell. Got cut off on the play. Dubuque working the other way. They hack it down. Tracked down by the Musketeers and Gold. He reverses it to Anderson. Anderson drops it off, trying to barrel through, but taking off the puck. Nice forced turnover. Dubuque trying to make a play. Right side. Shot attempt. Doesn't make it to the net. Now the puck will go gliding out to center ice. 4:45 to play, period number 3. Sioux City trailing big, 8-1 on the RP Constructor scoreboard. Nice steal. Tavares comes in, fires a shot, and goal! Got it in. That's Jake Tavares' second goal of the season, their second goal of the night. A nice little dot on top for Tavares. He fired it forward. I don't know if it rattled through the pads or not, but he did come around. I thought he might have tapped it in just to make sure. Hey, you got an angle, take the shot. And time of the goal, 15 minutes and 23 seconds. So looks better. Jake Tavares, 2 goals on his season. That's the 2 goals of the game. A young player that made the team after really a free agent. He is committed to Dartmouth. We knew he'd be a good player, but didn't get drafted. And you know what? Just shows you so much what can happen if you work and keep on working. Here the Musketeers look to add to that. 4:19 to play in the contest. They'll play it forward, rolled right back. Here's Fleece coming across, looking for an angle. Slates in strong, nicely cut off for a second. Puck popped behind the net. Fickthorn was there. Sioux City working through traffic, got to get the clear, could not do so. A turnover coming in, a shot fought off by Fickthorn. Here is Merrill. Merrill looking to bring it. Dubuque from behind the net, trying to battle, and Sioux City will have possession. Bank it off the boards, it'll roll down. Calling it unassisted, of course. Yeah, he was by himself, no one around, and made a nice play. 3:33 puck out of play, face-off coming. Musketeer Hockey is presented by Fremont Tire. Face-off at center ice, Tomko, Gary View up front. Lee Beckman and Locke. Sioux City will throw the puck down, all the way down left wing corner. Dubuque trying to break out with Prushik up the right wing side. Here is the Fighting Saints. A whistle, and I think we got a penalty coming up on the Musketeers. They're going to call interference. I thought he got a trip, but either or, doesn't matter. William Tomko's going to go, and Sioux City will have some more practice on the penalty kill. Are we doing coincidence? Okay. 5-on-4 advantage for Dubuque. Time of the penalty, 16:40. And good opportunity for Jack Fickthorn, our backup goaltender tonight. Seeing some action against a very high-scoring Dubuque Fighting Saint team. Yeah, they outscored everyone by a lot in the preseason, and that's because they returned 3-year players like Merrill, Frank. I mean, they're a good team. Aaron, Barron. And let's see, I think we got new guys taking power play. Gavin Locke will take it. Always a good opportunity in these situations for coaches to throw in guys that maybe might fit in on the power play if they give them an opportunity. Lieb has it on the right side. Trying to glide it down. Puck is loose. Sioux City kept in to the blue line. Left side. Shot at a goal, and they get a 9-2 lead. Dante Josephson Wessling will get it. And so power play goal, well, he didn't get a lot of time to work on it, but nonetheless, 9-2 on the RP Constructors scoreboard. Time of the goal is going to be 16 minutes and 53 seconds. Now people look and go, 9-2, that's terrible. How do you start that way? Well, it counts the same as a 2-1 regulation win. That's the tough thing about it. Last year, Sioux City, I think they won 5-1 or something like that on Dubuque to start the season, and that was a Dubuque team that finished falling to the Clark Cup champions in the Eastern Conference Finals. Face-off won by the Fighting Saints, 3:04 to play. They play it down into the Musketeer zone. Perler after it. And the breakout, one of the things, got to work on the breakout. Got to make sure you get the clears, otherwise you're just feeding them to come back and attack. And Dubuque does like to attack. Here's Frank. He'll give it up off his stick. Sioux City with it. 2:45 to play. And the Fighting Saints, they'll come across. Here's Frank. Sidesteps the play. A shot, a save, a rebound. Get blocked out to the blue line. Here's Doobie. He'll work it in. Max Anderson plays it off the boards. Lovell. Cross-ice feed. Anderson to the blue line. Rips it down is Okavita. Got 2:12 left in the hockey game. 9-2 the score on the RP Constructors scoreboard. They're going to get Dubuque for offside. It was close. Face-off coming in the neutral zone. And I bet you'd say, why was Musket suspended? Well, if you remember all the way back to the 2024-25 season, which I'm not a huge fan of carrying over a suspension from the last game of the season. So what you did last year apparently counts for this year. I mean, if you want to, if he went to college, he would have never been suspended, let's just say. But no, Musket comes back this year, and they say, well, wait a minute, what did you do last year? We got to suspend you for a game. Anyways, nonetheless, he is out for today. He will be back playing tomorrow evening. Minute 47 to play. Lopsided score, but that's the way it goes. Oh, yeah, I'll give you that one. Gavin Gary's on the IR, off-season surgery. So hopefully back as soon as possible. He's well missed, and I know it just bugs him. But if you're going to get injured, I'd say off-season's better than Christmas time. Here's Dubuque trying to make a play, and another shot and another goal. And Dubuque just continues. They'll make it an even 10. Hayden Russell will pick up the puck from the referee, because that is his first goal as a Dubuque Fighting Saint player. So 10-2, a minute 28 to play. That's good to see the young men get chances on him. Well, got to keep fighting for a minute 28. Looks bad, could look worse. Just keep on going. Here's Martineau. That's the unforgiving USHL with so much talent. Here comes the puck, deflects all the way down the ice into the zone, centering pass. And here comes the Musketeers the other way. Botnet hands it off. Martineau. Martineau will throw it forward, a chip and chase after it. Here comes Jeffress. Jeffress centering pass, comes all the way out to the blue line. Look for a shot attempt. No, holding on is Ludwig. Ludwig will skate downhill into the right wing corner now. Looking, he'll cycle it off. Now Martin, who tries to center it, but taken off the puck by Dubuque. We are at 50 seconds left in this one. Here comes Lieb. Looks for a chance. And a pass play got deflected. Sioux City back the other way. Martineau offside. They're going to wave that one onside. I think it's because the score and how late it is. On the right side is Martineau. Handed downhill. Trying to lob it forward. Puck popped in the air. 25 seconds left. Musketeers, Dubuque. 19 seconds to play. On the right side, in they come. Down to 12. Let's see if Sioux City can get one more scoring opportunity. Going to try to go is Tomko. All the way down, skating towards the net. Behind the net it goes. We're done. We are done. Well, the first one in the loss column. Let's take a break. Post game is coming up next. And let's see, the post game is brought to you by Dairy Move, the official recovery drink of your Sioux City Musketeers. 2-minute timeout. We'll be back. We'll recap things and get out of here. We got more stuff coming up. It is your sports show and Musketeer coverage on Fox Sports Radio 620 KMNS Sioux City.
Hey, I did. And go.
Welcome back one more time. Curtis Anderson with you. Tough start for the season for your Sioux City Musketeers. And it's the post game. Our post game is brought to you by Dairy Move, the official recovery drink of your Sioux City Musketeers. Let's run it down. It was tough sledding. Started off kind of sloppy on both sides. Dubuque took control. They, with their experience and added players, and really got the scoring going, and then kept on going all the way through. Very good team. Look for very good things out of them. Look for a lot of improvements, hopefully, to come for your Sioux City Musketeers. Breakout, puck possession, all the things that the Musketeer team does, they have to work on. It's just part of the game sometimes. Let's take a peek here real quick at the scoring. I suppose there's no such thing as quick when there's 12 goals scored. But anyways, we'll run it down. Colin Frank gets the first goal by Dubuque. Etu Orpana gets the second goal, 2-0, make it 3-0 by Melvin Ekman. Teddy Merrill makes it 4-0. Jake Tavares Thought we had something going. They started playing really good hockey, pressure hockey. Nice setup from Lenny Geiger, and Dallas Potter got the second assist on that one. So Sioux City's on the board, but trailing 4-1. Teddy Merrill scores his second goal in the second period, halfway through. But that was it for scoring. And then wide open scoring in the third period was Itu Orpana scoring 3:08. Colin Frank picks up his second goal, 9:27 in. 9:53, it was Gavin Locke. And then finally coming back, Jake Tavares. How about 2 goals for the young man? Great job. Scores at the 15:23 mark. And then a couple more. Power play goal by Dante Josefson Westling. That's his first goal as a Fighting Saint. And then Joachim Prusik is the one who got the last goal, and that's his first goal of the season as well. So final score on this one was 10-2 on the RP Constructors scoreboard. Sioux City comes up empty on that one. But again, it's really tough because I think Sioux City really worked on trying to find the team, and they really now need to focus on structure, Musketeer structure. I think a lot of young guys and had to get the right guys. I think they got the right guys. You see some signs as the game went on. If you just clean up this, you just clean up that, I think you're going to be okay. Guys that stuck out, I mean, up and down the lineup. Let's give credit to Tavares, a fourth liner working hard and gets the puck in the back of the net. Geiger, I thought, looked good, and Potter. I mean, we saw some positives out of a lot of them. Young man in Botnay is going to be a heck of a player. I like Martineau, Tomko. And then, Luke Gehry, just tenacious. He's annoying to defend. And when he's playing his game, he is very annoying to defend. Dallas View, all those guys. Bronis gave up a bunch of the goals. You can't tell me this is on Bronis. Unless he's making remarkable save every single time, he's going to give up a few because there was a lot of odd man rushes. There's some breakdown, pressure, and it's an odd combo. Sioux City breaking down, trying to activate their style, and Dubuque with a lot of pressure. They want to turn you over. They want a breakout rush. They want rush scoring. They want to come down in droves, and they push you, turn you over, and bust down for 2-on-1s. They had a 1-on-none, all that kind of stuff. But all together, it just says Sioux City is 0-1, and we'll go back at it coming up tomorrow night. 6 o'clock is puck drop Central Time, by the way, because that's where we are in Sioux City for everyone listening out there. 5:45 will be the pregame, so all the action on KMNS, iHeartRadio, and FloHockey. All right, I think that's going to put a wrap on it. I think I got to get out of here because lots of things going on here at the Fall Classic. Let's thank our sponsors. Our post-game sponsor brought to you by Dairy Move. I don't know if you're supposed to say it that way. That's what I'm saying. The official recovery drink of your Sioux City Musketeers. Presenting sponsor is Fremont Tire. Also, Game Day Men's Health. Vernite, Old Chicago, Gil Hauling, Diesel Specialties, Rick Collins Toyota, Jorgensen Hearing, Rick Collins. I've mentioned that already. I'll mention him twice. Why not? Oh, let's see. Thrive in there as well. You have Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, Johnny Mars, Knife River, Hamilton Touchless, Big V Bubble Soccer. I don't know what that is. I want to know. It's a new sponsor for your Musketeers. Sioux Gateway Airport, Mardo Brewing, Whispering Creek, Pioneer Ardo, RP Constructors, of course, Bixham and Law. To tally up all our fine sponsors. Thanks a lot to JC, our studio engineer. Join us tomorrow. This is Curtis Anderson for Musketeer Hockey on Fox Sports Radio 620, KMNS, Sioux City.